Hi friends, welcome to SGK English for a new video. Today let us learn a new lesson, Indigo by Louis Fischer. Before beginning the lesson, let me request you to subscribe if you have not and give me a like and support me and enable the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. So let us come to the lesson. Textbook page number 46. Okay, please take the textbook if you have. And Louis Fischer, the author, the writer, 1896 to 1970, was born in Philadelphia, a British writer. Okay. He served as a volunteer in the British Army between 1918 and 1920. And the important part is, the following is an excerpt from his book, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. That is what you have to know. This lesson is taken from his book, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. Yes, let us see what the story is. Come to the lesson. When I first visited Gandhi in 1942, is it clear? When I first visited Mahatma Gandhi, it was in the year, when was it? 1942, at his ashram in Sevagram. You know, Sevagram is so famous, Mahatma Gandhi's ashram. In central India, he told me, I will tell you how it happened that I decided. See, what made me to urge the departure of the British is, what made me, what urged me, what prompted me to ask the Britishers to quit India. See, there was an incident, what that prompted me to ask the Britishers to quit India. So, I will tell you, says the author. The author says that when he went, to meet Mahatma Gandhi in his ashram, he told me that what prompted Gandhi to ask the Britishers to quit India is to urge the departure of the British. It was in 1917. That incident was in the year 1970. That made me ask the Britishers to leave India. That's our introduction. Of course, you know that second time exam CBSE, not objective but descriptive. You have to write the answers. Short answer and long answer too. Okay, you have to remember this first, what you have to remember? The name of the author, from where it is taken. Yes, where it is taken? The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. This, lesson is taken from the book Life of Mahatma Gandhi by Louis Fischer, Indigo. So, at the outset, in the beginning, he says that, he narrated an incident that happened in the year 1917 that prompted Mahatma Gandhi to ask the Britishers to quit India or leave our nation. Yes, he had gone to the December 1916 annual convention of the Indian National Congress. Mahatma Gandhi went to attend the annual convention of Indian National Congress. Okay, in Lucknow, Congress party in Lucknow, he went to attend. Mahatma Gandhi went to attend the annual convention of Indian National, Congress. Not the Congress party of at present, but it was a national movement of all the people, irrespective of their caste, color, or political affiliation. They all people joined together hand in hand to make the English Britishers leave India, quit India. Yes, there were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. Thousands of people were there. During the proceedings, Gandhi recounted, narrated. A peasant came up to me. During that meeting, one day there came a peasant, a farmer, looking like any other peasant in India. He was just like anybody else, any other farmer, peasant, like in India. Poor and emaciated. Emaciated means thin, very thin. You see, thin fellow he was, poor and emaciated. Yes, and said to me, he introduced himself to me. I am Rajkumar Shukla. He's a very important character in our lesson. He introduced himself telling me that I am Rajkumar Shukla. I am from Champaran. A farmer from Champaran came to me. And told me that my name is Rajkumar Shukla. I want you to come to my district. I want Mahatma Gandhi to come to my district. Gandhi had never heard of the place. He had never heard of the place. It was in the foothills of the towering Himalayas near the kingdom of Nepal. Okay. Under an ancient arrangement, the Champaran peasants were sharecroppers. Very ancient, you see, very old arrangement. Champaran farmers were sharecroppers. Sharecroppers are tenant agriculturists. They will be cultivating, they in their farmland, but the ownership is not with them. It may be a Britisher, it may be a big landlord. Yes, farmers are mere cultivators, not the owners. Under an ancient agreement, ancient arrangement, Champaran farmers were all sharecroppers. That means tenant agriculturists, tenant farmers. They will cultivate, they will produce, but the ownership was not with them. So, according to an ancient arrangement, Champaran farmers were all sharecroppers, means tenant agriculturists. Shukla was one of them, one among them. He was illiterate but resolute. Illiterate. Literate means one who is able to read and write. Illiterate means not able to read and write. Okay. He was illiterate but resolute means determined. Yes, a resolute man, determined man, man of determination. Yes, he had come to the Congress party, a Congress session, to complain about the injustice of a landlord system in Bihar. He came to this Congress party meeting, annual convention, in order to complain. About the injustice that the farmers are facing, farmers of Bihar. Landlord system in Bihar. He came there to complain. About the landlord system in Bihar. And somebody had probably said, when he came to meet some leaders of Congress party, somebody told him, speak to Gandhi. You speak to Gandhi. If you want to get anything done, get your problem solved, you have to speak to Gandhi. Which means he had no previous knowledge about this Mahatma Gandhi. He came there at National Party, International Congress, to tell the leaders that the landlord system is injustice, full of problems, injustice being done to the farmers, and he wanted to complain about the landlord system in Bihar. And somebody told him that you talk to Mahatma Gandhi. Yes, that is why who came? Rajkumar Shukla came from Champaran to meet Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi told Shukla he had an appointment in Kanpur and was also committed to go to other parts of India. He was to go to many places of India. Shukla accompanied him everywhere. He was determined, resolute, determined. Wherever Gandhi went, Shukla also went with him. Yes. Then Gandhi returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad. Shukla followed him to the ashram. Shukla came with him. For weeks he never left Gandhi's side. He was continuing, going with him wherever he goes. Wherever Mahatma Gandhi went, Shukla also went. He was resolute. He was determined. Fix a date, sir, please. He begged. You fix a date. Is it to come to Champaran? Impressed by the sharecroppers' tenacity and story, Gandhi said, I have to be in Calcutta on such and such date. Yes, actually I should come to Calcutta. Come and meet me and take me from there. You can come and meet me there when I come to Kolkata or Calcutta. Both are same. Okay, now? Yes, I will be coming there. Then you can meet me there and take me there to your place, Champaran. Months passed. Months passed. The story goes on. Shukla was sitting on his haunches at the appointed spot in Kolkata when Gandhi arrived. Sit on haunches means sitting cross-legged. I mean, cross-legged simply means one leg on another leg. But sitting on haunches means you will eat cross-legged to eat your food, lunch on the floor. That's the way you sit. You are using both sides. Okay, now? Not using any chair or something like that. So, sitting cross-legged on the floor as if you are sitting to eat your lunch. In the same way. Okay. He was sitting. He waited till Gandhi was free. He waited until Gandhi became free. Then the two of them boarded a train for the city of Patna in Bihar. There Shukla led him to the house of the lawyer named Rajendra Prasad. Yes, you know the name. So, Rajkumar Shukla took Mahatma Gandhi to Rajendra Prasad, who later became president of Congress party and the president of India. The first president of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. It was none other than Mahatma Gandhi was taken to Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Prasad was out of the town, but the servants knew Shukla as a poor yeoman. See, the servants of Rajendra Prasad knew this Rajkumar Shukla as a poor farmer. Yeoman is farmer. Who pestered their master, who disturbed their master. I mean, to help the indigo sharecroppers. Indigo cultivation. Like cotton cultivation. Sharecroppers. See, sharecroppers, as I have told you, tenant farmers. Cultivating indigo. So, he came very often to meet Rajendra Prasad in order to solve the problems related with the farmers of Champaran. Indigo farmers, indigo sharecroppers. And the servants of the house knew this Rajkumar Shukla very well as a poor farmer. And so they let him stay on the grounds with his companion Gandhi. One farmer came, with him another farmer came, so they mistook Mahatma Gandhi as a farmer, just like our Rajkumar Shukla. And they were asked to sit at the edge of the ground. They were not allowed to go into the house. Poor people, farmers, at the time, the caste system was so strong. Whom they took to be another peasant. They thought peasant means poor people, just like beggars. But Gandhi was not permitted to draw water from the well. Yes, remember this. Gandhi was not permitted to take or draw water from the well. Why? Lest some drops, that means otherwise, if not, some drops from his bucket pollute the entire source. So when he is pouring the water, some overflowing might happen, and from that bucket of water, some water may flow back into that well. How did they know that? How did they know that he was not an untouchable? They were afraid that he might be an untouchable. There was untouchability at that time. Yes, very strong caste system. That is why Swami Vivekananda called the nation as a asylum of madmen. Because all the caste system, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, some are destined to do only menial job. What have they done? They are all, sons of children of God. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra all are equal before the eyes of Lord, eyes of God. You see? But some are made to live as poor peasants. Some are compelled to live as doing menial jobs. Untouchability was there. If you are going near to a Brahmin, he will get as a polluter or something, and he must go and take bath before going to his house. So others should move away from him. When he comes on the road, others should be moving away, far away, running away from him. Untouchability was there. not touching. So going near will become make him unholy, not polluted, unholy. Okay, now. So if Mahatma Gandhi draws water from the well, some drops of water might fall back into that well, and that might make the entire water unholy, not pure. Purity will be gone. Then should be some function will be there to make it holy again. All cruel laws at that time. Customs, not laws, customs. Okay. So how did they know that he was not an untouchable? As they were not sure that he was not an untouchable. You see, a poor old farmer came with a farmer, Rajkumar Shukla. They mistook him for another poor farmer, maybe untouchable. Okay, and so Gandhi was not permitted to draw water from the well. Yes, Gandhi decided to go first to Muzaffarpur, which was en route, means on the way to Champaran. Yes, on the way to Champaran, to obtain more complete information about the conditions that Shukla was capable of imparting, in order to get more information about what Shukla was telling. So here Gandhi should inquire first what all are the situation, what all are the reasons, for suffering of these farmers, what is the situation there. So he wanted to get more information. He accordingly sent a telegram to Professor J.B. Kripalani. Nowadays, at that time, there was no mobile phone, SMS, nothing was there. So he sent a telegram, the fastest way possible to send a message at that time. Of Arts College Muzaffarpur to J.B. Kripalani, he sent a telegram, whom he had seen at Tagore's Shantiniketan school, Shantiniketan or Home of Peace, Rabindranath Tagore. Yes, the train, arrived at midnight. The train arrived at midnight, 15th April 1917. The whole incident happened in the year 1917. Kripalani was waiting at the station with a large body of students. Kripalani was there with a large group of students. Gandhi stayed there for 2 days. Gandhi stayed with Kripalani for 2 days. In the home of Professor Malkani. See, there he stayed in the home of Malkani, a teacher in a government school. He stayed with a teacher in a government school, Professor Malkani. It was an extraordinary thing in those days. At that time, it was extraordinary. What? For a government professor to harbor, to shelter, to give shelter to a man like me. Why? He was fighting against the British. So government employee, government officer, government teacher, what does it mean? It means they are receiving salary from the British India. So they won't support, home rule movement or, non-cooperation movement, something like that. So it was very difficult to find someone who is supporting our movement, independence movement. Yes, to harbor, for a government professor, for a government employee, to harbor, to shelter, to protect a man like me. In smaller localities, the Indians were afraid. Yes, the Indians were afraid to show sympathy for advocates of home rule. It was difficult, to find someone who is showing sympathy for those who are advocating home rule. That's what they were fighting for. Fighting for home rule. India should be ruled by Indians, not by foreigners. Okay, na? That is what. So it was difficult to find someone who supports the home rule movement. But our Professor Malkani gave shelter to Gandhi, and he stayed in the house of Professor Malkani for 2 days. The story goes on. The news of Gandhi's advent, his coming, arrival, and of nature of his mission. What is his mission, his purpose? Spread quickly through Muzaffarpur. Mahatma Gandhi came. Home rule movement leader Mahatma Gandhi came. The news spread like wildfire. And to Champaran, the news spread everywhere. Muzaffarpur, Champaran, and all the nearby places. Sharecroppers from Champaran began arriving on foot. See, mark that, you will never say by walking. You can come by bus, by car, by bike, but you are coming on foot. Walking means on foot. So people came on foot means by walking, and by convenience to see their champion by available methods of travel, maybe a truck, like that. Okay, so farmers all came to meet their leader Mahatma Gandhi. Muzaffarpur lawyers visited the lawyers of the place, visited Mahatma Gandhi to brief him, to tell a summary, brief him, to explain in a nutshell, in a summary, to explain things to him. They frequently represented peasant groups. The lawyers who represented peasant groups, farmer groups in court. It was they who represented these farmers in a court of law. They told him about their cases and reported the size of their fee. They also told how much fee they used to collect from the farmers. Gandhi scolded the lawyers for collecting big fee from the sharecroppers. Gandhi asked them, poor farmers, now to consider that. You cannot say that this is my fees, this much should be given. No. Some humanitarian consideration should be there when you deal with the farmers of India. Sharecroppers, tenant agriculturists. He scolded them for taking huge amount of money as their fees. Yes, he said, I have come to the conclusion that we should stop going to law courts. Law courts are of no use. Taking such cases to law courts does little good. It does no good at all. Where the peasants are so crushed and fear-stricken, stricken with the fear, affected with the fear. Law courts are useless. When peasants are afraid or frightened, law courts are of no use. The real relief for them is to be free from fear. The real relief would come to them when they are free from all kinds of fears. Our story goes on. Most of the arable land in Champaran, arable means fertile. Land good for cultivation. In the Champaran, was divided into large estates. The entire area was divided into large estates owned by Englishmen and worked by Indian tenants. Ownership to Britishers and cultivation to Indian farmers. Yes, arable land, fertile land, all owned by Britishmen, Englishmen, and worked by Indian tenants. That is a story. See, ownership is not with the farmers. Farmers will cultivate, they will always remain farmers and tenants. Okay. The chief commercial crop was indigo. The main cultivation there was a indigo cultivation. The landlords compelled the old tenants to plant 3/20 or 15% of their holdings with indigo and surrender the entire indigo harvest as rent. See, whatever cultivation you can do, no problem, but 15% of your property, your land should be cultivated with indigo, and that should be given to this owner, landlord, as a rent. That means he can cultivate, but he cannot receive any reward for that. With no reward, he must cultivate indigo. Because by an ancient contract, the farmers are supposed to cultivate 15% of their entire farmland with indigo cultivation, which should be handed over to the Britishers as rent. You see, when the harvest is taken, they should cultivate, they should harvest, and should be submitted to the landlord as a rent. That was the agreement, that was injustice done to the indigo farmers of Champaran. Yes, okay, what's that? This was done by long-term contract. It was a long-term contract that the farmers should cultivate and submit their produce, their cultivation, harvest as a rent for the farmland. Presently, the landlords learned that Germany had developed synthetic indigo. Many of the products can be produced synthetic, means artificial production. For example, rubber, natural rubber is there, no? So it can be produced synthetically also using petroleum products. Okay, so you can make artificial rubber. In the same way, indigo can be produced synthetically. Germany has developed a technology. They thereupon obtained agreements from the sharecroppers to pay them compensation for being released from the 15% arrangement. So as per an ancient arrangement, they have to submit the entire cultivation of indigo to the landlords. If they are to be freed, they must pay compensation. So the landlords compel the farmers to pay the compensation if they have to be released from the agreement or submitting 15% of their indigo farmland and indigo harvest. Okay, the sharecropping arrangement was irksome to the peasants, troublesome to the peasants, and many of them signed willingly. Those who resisted engaged lawyers. Some of them made lawyers to argue for them. Then what? The landlords hired thugs. Thug means rascals, ruffians, rowdies, etc. Muscle power. Landlords are rich, so they will have these gundas with them. Yes, meanwhile, the information about synthetic indigo reached the illiterate peasants who had signed. The news came to the peasants who had signed willingly also, that they must pay compensation in order to be released from indigo cultivation. Yes, and they wanted their money back. Yes, they paid compensation which they wanted to get back because they came to know about the synthetic production of indigo by Germany, and that might put an end to the indigo cultivation. And even if there is no cultivation, they must be paying the compensation. So they wanted to get their money back. At this point, Gandhi arrived in Champaran. It was at this point that Mahatma Gandhi arrived at where? Champaran. He began by trying to get the facts. He tried to collect all the facts related with that. First, he visited the secretary of British Landlords Association. See, landlords, they had an organization, a landlords association. The secretary told him that they could give no information to the outsider. They told Mahatma Gandhi, we cannot reveal anything to you, you are an outsider. Gandhi answered that he was no outsider. No. I am an Indian. I can go to any part of India. I am no outsider. Gandhi told vehemently, very strongly, that he was no outsider. Yes. Next, Gandhi called on the British official commissioner, of the Tirhat division in which the Champaran district lay. The commissioner, Gandhi reports, proceeded to bully me, means persecute, made me suffer, bully, and advised me forthwith to leave Tirhat. The commissioner asked me, you leave the place, you are not of this place, you go to your place, why are you here? Why are you here? It's not, you have no business here. This is none of your business. Champaran farmers and all, we will take care of them. We will take care. Who are you? You are an outsider. And asked Gandhi to leave the place. Gandhi did not leave. No. He came with a purpose and he would not budge. Means move back. Instead, he proceeded to Motihari, the capital of Champaran. Instead of that, he went to Motihari, which is the capital of Champaran. Several lawyers accompanied him. On the railway station, a vast multitude greeted Gandhi. He went to the house and, using it as headquarters, continued his investigations. A report came in that a peasant had been maltreated in a nearby village. He got the news that a farmer had been maltreated by the landlords. Gandhi decided to go and see. The next morning, he started out on the back of an elephant. No car, no bus, elephant. He had not proceeded far from when the police superintendent's messenger overtook him and ordered him to return to town in his carriage. The police officer's messenger came, overtook the elephant on which he was traveling, and asked him to return back to the town. Gandhi complied, means agreed. The messenger drove Gandhi home. He went with that messenger of the commissioner officer, where he served him with an official notice to quit Champaran immediately. He was given an order. Notice means order. You see, a written document was given to leave Champaran immediately. Gandhi signed a receipt for the notice. He said, okay, I received this order. Order from the government, no, I have to receive it. And wrote on it that he would disobey the order. Yes, disobey the order. See, when a government does something injustice, makes injustice, laws which are injustice, it is the duty of the individual to disobey the government and follow his own conscience. Actually, Gandhi got the idea of civil disobedience from a great philosopher, Henry David Thoreau, an American philosopher. Okay, so it is his philosophy. So when a government makes laws which are of injustice, it is a duty of the individual to disobey the government and follow his own conscience. Yes, once this Thoreau, disobeyed the law and said he would not pay a road tax. So government ordered to pay tax for traveling through the road. Then he said, I would not pay, only $1 or something. And his friends and relatives said, we would pay. No, you should not pay. And he was arrested, put in prison. And the great philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson came to the jail and said, Thoreau, why are you here? Thoreau answered him by, Emerson, why are you not here? What does it mean? It means that when a government makes unjustifiable laws, it's the duty of the individual to disobey the government and follow his own conscience. In the same way here, Gandhi received the order to leave Champaran, and he said he is not, obeying the order, he is going to disobey the order. Yes, Gandhi received the order and wrote on it that he would disobey the order. He wrote on it that he would disobey the order. In consequence, Gandhi received a summons to appear in court the next day. As a result of that, he was given a summons from the court of law to appear in court on the following day. Okay. I hope you have reached halfway through because we cannot complete it in one video. It will be pretty too long. Okay, I will complete it in the next video, Indigo part 2. It's a long lesson, that is why it is pretty long. I hope it is clear to you. In doubt if there is, please inform me. I will clarify it. Thank you for watching. Meet you with another video. Goodbye.